Hello Collective, my name is Kay, and I'm lit, or at least my intuition is. Haha. So welcome to Lit Intuition Tarot. This is just going to be a random kind of whatever comes out reading tonight. I do have a regular schedule where I go through all 12 zodiac signs for both a weekly general reading and a weekly love reading. If you'd like to check out where your sign is on that schedule, just check out the description box below, which also has instructions for how to donate to my channel if you're so inclined, a list of all the decks that I use, both Oracle and Tarot, and a link to my website where you can book a personal reading with me via Zoom meeting or pre-recorded reading, or order a personalized avatar birth chart. One more shuffle to go. I'll note that I pre-shuffled the 3 decks that are on the table, because I have a thing. I have to shuffle each deck 7 times, and I didn't want you to have to sit through 28 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the black deck to just kind of see what comes out, basically. I'm going to clarify with the light Seers Tarot Pocket Edition for just kind of like a nice balance of light and shadow. And then to begin the reading, I have 2 Oracle decks. As I said, pre-shuffled. I have the Ching of Love Oracle and the Isis Oracle. Now, I did shuffle them off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and sort of split them randomly. Okay, so I have no idea what the card's going to be. So we'll get this one out first. 36, Obsession and Greed. Okay, that's the only one I'll have to read from the book because I don't have all the meanings memorized for all these cards. It's not like tarot where you kind of pick up a general theme and then go from there. So let me read you what this says. 36, Obsession and Greed. The light of love is dimmed by primordial or mental forces that have the upper hand. Its naturalness is suffocated or obscured by something that prevents its free expression as a simple need. Try to intervene on those conditions that have clouded your imagination and your ability to live fluidly. And that's interesting because that's exactly, I'm going to put that up here, exactly where my mindset / mood has kind of been. It's not like necessarily a bad thing or gloomy, but I was drawn to the black tarot for a reason, and then the light seers to clarify it, because there's just a sense to me of, for some this might have to do with a twin flame union, because it does feel like there's someone who's maybe been lost. I've felt their sadness the last couple of days, and yes, it was the Christmas season here in the United States, and you know, I know some people can be affected negatively by that, depression or whatnot, but I don't have that issue, so, but I could tell it wasn't my energy. I just felt sort of like a dark, almost kind of sad, lost feeling. And I was done. That's kind of what moved me to do this random reading. So the card here from the Isis Oracle, it says, Spirit of Isis. Oh, let me show you this one first. This was a 36, Obsession and Greed, that I just read. And this one is the Spirit of Isis. It says, Beloved Initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Wow. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Let her inspire you. Believe. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm tripping because that's exactly, it's like it's showing us first that seems like there's a situation where someone or something is lost. And there's almost like a feeling of hopelessness. And while it doesn't turn around and then say like, oh, but it's all going to be overcome, it's just saying, you know, in a way, what I'm picking up from that is regardless of what the income is, to keep doing the right thing, making the right choices, and regardless of the outcome. I mean, some people do believe that love always wins, and I tend to ascribe more to that side of the fence, but none of us really know. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Spirit to show me some cards here first, and then we're going to clarify with the other deck at the end where needed. So first out, for the overall theme of the reading, I have the Hermit, Major Arcana for Virgo energy. More plays on the darkness and light themes, guys. I mean, lots of us, when we withdraw and go into hermit mode, we sort of isolate ourselves and things might seem dark because we have to turn to the light within us instead of being able to turn to others. And to the divine we tune into in hermit mode, which is also a light that I think is usually invisible to us in just regular everyday 3D reality. But we're going to get a few more here. Spirit, please show me, what is this energy? Okay, that landed in my lap, so I can't take that. I probably could sometimes, but it's a slippery slope for me. It's like, well, then which ones do I use that fell on the floor? Or just the ones that are upright? Just the one. I mean, if you're not a tarot reader, that might not seem like, major issues to you, but it's just something that I'm mindlessly blathering about because I'm waiting for a card to flip. And I have to be patient with that because it is a new deck, first of all, but Spirit's still able to answer questions through it, but I have to wait on their timing. So what finally flipped over is the Five of Cups, second decan of Scorpio, or no, the first, my bad. So the end of October-ish. I only mention those things in case they might be significant to someone. They don't always have to be. Signs, gender, dates, that type of thing. Take it as it resonates. Okay, let's see what comes out next. Spirit, please show me, what is this energy? The Five of Cups is about regret, sorrow. Can't take that. Thank you, Spirit. Please show me this energy. And in this picture here on the Black Tarot, it shows how there's like 5 cups floating in the sky, and 2 of them are the traditional ones that are still upturned, where the other 3 are upside down. But it's like he's throwing his arm at the sky, trying to stretch it as far as he can to grab them, but they're getting away. It's a cool picture. I really like this deck. The next one to flip over, we have the Chariot. Major Arcana for Cancerian energy. Okay. You might have some of these signs in your chart or in the chart of someone significant to you, or it might just be an energy. Also, we are still kind of in the Cancer full moon. Technically it was a few hours ago, I believe, or maybe even yesterday. It's been within the last 24 hours for sure, but that energy tends to linger somewhat. So we had a new moon in Sagittarius where, there we go, a couple weeks ago. 8 of Cups came out next. Pisces energy. So there's 2 types of situations where you can feel like you've gotten everything out of it, and now it's time to walk away, right? The first one is you've been everything you can, through everything you can, using a relationship in this example, a romantic one. You've gotten everything that you possibly can from this motherfucker, and it's still not enough, and it's never going to be enough, because he or she will never change, and you're walking out of there. Or it can be that you're lovingly walking away, and in that sense letting someone or something go because you've reached a lovely level of maybe emotional fulfillment. 8 cups, that's a lot. But you haven't achieved that 9th cup or the 10 cups of being fully happy within yourself or within a community too. So it's just, I love you and I wish you well, but it's time for me to go and grow, right? Next out, as I was talking about this, that's funny. The 9 of Cups popped out. More Pisces energy. That's about attaining your wish fulfillment. And while some too refer to it, excuse me, as being like a greedy card at times or selfish, there's a little bit of an element in that, but it's not, I'm not picking up any kind of vibe of like toxicity with that here. It's good to, you know, take care of yourself, self-care, pampering yourself sometimes, and trying to make your wishes, you know, come true, whatever effort you can put toward them, instead of just sitting there and dreaming about it. Although the Nine of Cups can have a little bit of a dreamy quality about it, it's not a large part of it at all. The energy, it's more about you've attained that wish fulfillment. Next out, we have the Page of Cups, more water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I hope I have enough room. I think I just barely will here, because I wanted to put 3 rows. Okay, so what had just happened? Did something else flip over? No, we got the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck and the Devil, interestingly enough. So, somebody's temptation out there, like their major temptation might be lust. Someone could be coming towards you to Page of Wands, but it landed on my lap, so I'm not going to take it. Somebody might send you a flirtatious message or come towards you with a goal of seducing you, whoever you are, if this resonates with you. Now, not all spiritualists are celibate. It's, you know, everybody, it's their own business, and so I'm not going to speak about that much, but this has nothing to do with me trying to say, oh, to be spiritually pure and ascend, you have to be celibate. I personally don't want to really talk much about my opinion on that, to be honest, but I'm not coming from that at all when I say that you might want to be very, very careful. Because with the Devil and the King of Wands, this person may be very attractive. And they may be very attracted to you. And you might feel that little ball of flame light up in your sacral chakra, you know. But it doesn't, with the Devil there too, it's not necessarily, I'm taking that as a small warning. At the bottom of the deck, what flipped over was the Wheel of Fortune. Major Arcana, I see it as being Sagittarius energy, which, as I was just saying, that was our last new moon a couple weeks ago. And that was kind of a good time to set your intentions for what you wanted to grow and focus on. And so this should be around the time of the month when the full moon happens, where we're starting to see some of the results of what we've perhaps manifested or how far we've come in working toward our goals. And with the Cancer theme overriding it, for that zodiac sign being like the home and the mother, the emotional side, or sign, excuse me, I meant to say, of the zodiac, it's like, I mean, there's more to Cancers than that, for sure, but we might start seeing, it's a good time to bring clarity to nurturing sort of those themes in your life. I'm just waiting for a card to flip over, guys. So, you know, how is your home life going, and relationship with some of the important females in your life, and your security. We have the Two of Swords that flipped over next. Libra energy. I don't know what all the ones are, like when people can say, which I really admire. They'll say like, oh, the Two of Swords is moon in Libra, like down to the planet and what sign. And but I do remember a few of them. I do remember that one is moon in Libra. I felt led to say that. Not just because I know it, but because maybe I just happen to know like 2 or 3 of them right now for a reason. Okay, so the next card to come out, King of Swords. Hi there. Air energy, I see it as primarily being Gemini, but it can also be Aquarius or even Libra. And we've just got one more to get here. Spirit, please. Ooh, that was quick. And guess what came back out wanting to play? The Devil. Major Arcana for Capricorn season, whose season we are currently in. Or I could have just said which we are already in, but, you know. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Wow. Alright. That's Major Arcana for Libra and Taurus, by the way. And so this one's pre-shuffled. I'll use the flip over method as well, though, so it's obvious that the cards are not pre-selected. Okay, well, hold on a minute. First, let me get in touch with these, meditate them on a minute. Sometimes I clarify, like, I'll go each, like, card to card, but I want to look at the big picture first. Okay, so we've got the Hermit there. This sort of movement or retreat, in a sense, into hermit mode that may be affecting some of us. There are some of you out there that truly regret not having walked away more quickly. You feel like you wasted a lot of time and now you're ready to jet. You've gotten everything that you can out of the situation, whatever it may be. There is sadness, though, especially at first. It seems like you might be growing away from that a little bit now. I'm seeing that there are some people out there who this isn't really their first kind of experience with that type of energy. It seems like it's been a repetitive cycle and it's kept them stuck in some ways. There's been a lot of stalemate situations where things weren't clear, and there's been a lot of opposition from forces that were toxic in some way. Perhaps narcissistic. Some people could have faced some real injustices. So like situations that you would have thought you'd be protected by the law or a father figure, spouse, whatever the case may be, and it was like nobody was there. But it was, something happened where there was a choice made, and it was almost like a rebirth for you in a sense. These karmic cycles I'm seeing, it's I'm hearing that verse from the Bible that says, how does it go? To enter the kingdom of God, you must become a child, or you must be reborn, or be like a child, something like that. And it's kind of that energy with this Page of Cups in the center. You've run away from, or not run away necessarily. You could have left, something or someone else could have forced you to leave, but either way, you've been frequently ejected out of the situations where you were blind to all of the toxicity was there, and you really felt like staying there, like you were there to stay, and that was your true happiness. But you kept running into this repetitive energy I was talking about before that seemed to kind of sabotage you at every turn. The thing about the devil, though, is that, and everything that can possibly be said about the devil is probably, or, it's probably already been said, so I'm not trying to get deeply philosophical here. What I'm going to say is, I hardly think of it as quote-worthy, and it's probably unoriginal. But this is actually my personal experience with the devil, is that just when you kind of think everything's okay and you think you're getting the reward for what you've been through, so you think you're about to break the cycle, the devil comes to you as your counterfeit reward. So you're expecting something. You're expecting an Ace of Pentacles, and really all you get is a page. Kind of like, good news, I'm here for you, I've learned my lessons, and I'm ready to start building with this pinnacle. You see, I'm kind of newborn too, I'm a page. And it's like, no. It's like deciding that you do want to be celibate, like we were talking about before in the example, and so you kind of cut off anybody that you were connected with that way, and then the one person that you always didn't engage in sexual activity with because you actually loved and respected that person, or they were just, you were just friends and you had feelings and you never admitted them, or vice versa. whatever the case may be. And so you cut off all this toxicity and all these pointless relationships where you or the other person was just being used as an object, and you start to ascend and learn, and you go into hermit mode, and you think you've closed the cycle, and you think you've learned your lesson, and then there's a knock on the door, and it's your old best friend that you were in love with. And that's the devil. But it's very hard to know because that's what you always wished for, right? So how do you know it really is the devil? Maybe it isn't every time. Maybe it's different for everyone. That's what we're supposed to say in these kind of readings, isn't it? And it's true. Not everybody's experience is the same. However, if that does happen, you know, God or the universe or whatever source I don't know if it's right to say subscribe to, if that's proper use of the word. Whatever you believe in or whatever you talk to, pray to, take it as it resonates. You know, they might send somebody the best friend, but the thing is, I mean, the devil, he always leaves his mark. So when that Page of Pentacles approaches you, you'll be able to tell if you're discerning. It might seem like inconsistent to say that you should be like a newborn child and yet you should be discerning like a King of Swords, but let me tell you what, that's one combination that the devil has a very difficult time beating. But you can't have an open heart chakra, and you can't be the Page of Cups, and you can't be born again to love or refuse to let it in. But then, once, you know, you can't let it in because it's the devil. It's not your real reward. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's where that King of Swords, you have to have the discernment. You have to be able to tell the difference, okay? So I know that's a lot, and I know I rambled for quite a while without pulling any more cards, but that was based on the cards shown. So I'm going to see if there's anything here that I would like to clarify. Yeah, I think I was just kind of in Eight of Swords mode. Stuck for a second in a loop. But it kind of even emphasized the point, though, that this is a cycle that's happened a lot. And I think a lot of us have a choice, you know, up until we don't. And then, I don't know what happens. Alright. I'm going to start by clarifying this Five of Swords energy. I'm sorry. I was still thinking about the King of Swords. The Five of Cups energy. Spirit, 3 cards or less, please, for the Five of Cups, or I'll take the top card. 10 of Cups, clarifying the Five of Cups. Pisces energy. A dream, a beautiful dream, it was lost. That's where the regret comes in. It's all cups, so it's not even talking about practical or material possibility of such, but it's saying that at this point, you know, at one point this was a possibility, it was a vision. With the Chariot and the Eight of Cups, I think I covered that pretty much. Nine of Cups, Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Swords, and the Devil. Okay, I think well, what I'm being told is to clarify the majors and the 2. Okay, so let me get the Chariot. Or, I don't think that includes the Hermit, though. Okay, perfect. So we've got the Seven of Swords coming out to clarify the Chariot. Aquarius energy. Yeah, it's this cycle that a lot of us are trying to, or have tried to, or maybe time is fluid, so this could resonate with, you know, your past, present, or future. But it's just that sneaky, lying, stealing, cheating, deception energy. It's kind of like it's like a car, it gave it like a huge boost of like turbo gasoline or something. I don't know. I don't know shit about how cars work, but like it's like, yeah. I think somebody went in with an intention to really win something, and this time it just gave more, it added fuel to the fire to somebody who had just woken up and, you know, was already being lit. Or intuition was already lit, and this just fueled it. Alright. Spirit, 3 cards or less, or I'll take the top card. Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Well, Spirit is not terribly chatty today. We only got 1 card each on those first 2 cards, but we got 3 for the Wheel of Fortune. First out is the Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. First decan of Capricorn, actually, which is the time period that we are currently in. Next, we've got Justice, Major Arcana for Libra. And the Emperor, Major Arcana again, this time for Aries. That's crazy. So, I'm seeing this as being, the Two of Pentacles really should go in the center. Because to me, it's almost like Justice being kind of like the underdog. And there's this Two of Pentacles, which to me is kind of like versus like the Emperor. Because Justice does not, true justice, as in the Major Arcana, does not give a shit about your rank, about your wealth. It's only when the Devil steps in here down below that justice becomes about who has the better lawyer, or who is better at gaslighting and talking legalese and getting through loopholes and all that bullshit. But true justice, it doesn't see, you know, color, creed, class, any of that, whatever. So you've got the Two of Pentacles here, and then you've got this Emperor, which for me right now is kind of representing like what's already established, is how it's showing. It's like this Wheel of Fortune, it keeps turning. The wheel in the sky. Okay, I'm not going to sing on my fucking... I'm sorry, guys. I'm really tapped in, and all kinds of shit's running through my head, so please excuse the cursing also, and bear with me. The Wheel of Fortune, as it's turning, it's kind of flip-flopping. Like, you'll see people do really well, but they're being shitty people, and you don't understand why, and then the wheel turns, and suddenly they're doing really shitty, and you understand. It's the wheel of karma turning, like justice, between Justice and the Emperor, between, you know, rigidity, control, rules, you know, inflexibility. I guess that's just a synonym for rigidity, but, you know, it's not that the Emperor is a bad energy. It's just that in this particular reading, there's different vibrations or intuitions, you know, okay, I misspoke. I'm getting excited. There are different impressions that you can pick up intuitively from different cards. And the Emperor to me here is talking about the side of the Emperor that, again, isn't bad. But now he rules, and he rules fairly and all that, but it's like he leaves a lot of the messy stuff to... He's not very in touch with, like, the people that are under him that might look at him for being responsible. You know, because he's kind of detached in that sense, but not with cruel intent. Okay, so justice is just fair, and it's like there's this, as it's turning, the Two of Pentacles, it's kind of like a juggling, like a back and forth of who's on top, you know, the opposing. But it's like, for me, it's coming across in a very abstract way. It's not talking about like a specific romantic relationship or anything. It's just kind of talking about, like, I just heard the phrase, the balance of the universe, like duality. Alright, so now I'm going to clarify the Devil. Spirit, please clarify that happened right away. And we've got 3 cards again, y'all. Starting with the High Priestess. Major Arcana for Cancer and Pisces energy. The Nine of Pentacles. Virgo energy again. Sorry, I'm a little bit weird about the cards sometimes. If you've watched any of my other readings, you would know. And finally, oh wow, the Empress again, which we saw at the bottom of the deck, the other deck. Okay, oh, whoops. But at the bottom of this one, we have the Magician. I can't believe this, you guys. This reading is just blowing me away. I hope it's resonating with somebody else out there too, but either way, I feel blessed by Spirit having shown me these things. I love tarot. So clarifying the Devil with the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Empress. The High Priestess and the Empress, they always say that tarot, that gender, I should say, is irrelevant in tarot, that it doesn't matter. But these are all, to me, they all three come across as generally feminine energies. And there are, of course, males that are balanced between the two, or they do lean more toward their feminine energy. And then there are also, people that were born female that are equally balanced between the two, or maybe more in their masculine energy. And I understand all that. So try not to bring that into the equation when I say that the devil is being clarified these things because he offers us, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to be? And is it really what you want to be, or is it what you were taught you should be? I think it's become more common nowadays, but it hasn't been for very long for parents to teach their children that the most important thing that they need to make sure that they can do in this world is to be able to support themselves, because nothing is promised. And even if you do marry that right person, or you do get the right degrees and get the right job, or whatever, become CEO of the right company, start your own business, regardless, you can still have everything just get fucked up if you give in to the devil. It can all be taken away. And of course that's triply true for those who get those things in the first place by making bargains with him. So, if you want to be a high priestess, I'm seeing this sneaking into us in different ways. And like I said, this will apply to males as well. But it's just, I'm speaking of the energy I see. The devil can come to us if we are very spiritual. So these may be people that do kind of what I do, practice divination, or you're into crystals, or meditation, or whatever the case may be. The devil can seduce you that way too. Because once it becomes about the power that you have, especially if you're naturally talented and you're a lot more naturally, you have more raw power than average, the devil can seduce you into thinking that you're a goddess, or that you should be worshipped, or that you should be able to get whatever you want. And he might even convince you at the same time that, you're just doing the right thing. You're really being nice, and, with the Nine of Pentacles, there's two sides to everything. That's the other part of this I'm getting, which goes back to the fucking Black Deck and the Light Seers Tarot. It's like, because, the High Priestess to me, I'm a Cancer Sun, just for full disclosure here. And I really resonate with the High Priestess. That's like my card. I love that energy, and it's because she's not trying to be the sexiest or the most beautiful, although we can all go into all those modes, Queen of Wands or the Empress or whatever. But I was trying to show y'all, I actually have this bracelet I got recently, and see, that's one of the cards I got on it as a charm, is the High Priestess. But I digress. That's the way that he can get to us, through the High Priestess. Now, if you want to be the single in the city, kicking it, or bachelor, or, the person that goes out and is really happy and proud to be single, and to be independent, and to be making your own bag, and to really not need anyone, that's a wonderful, wonderful energy as well. But the devil can seduce you there. He can make you feel like you're so indestructible, and you're so up on, so independent that you just, since you don't really need anybody, well, then the ones that you don't like, why bother being nice to them anyway? It can put you in a very insulated, isolated type of energy. That's the dark side of it. It's like, and then even if you do meet someone who might be a wonderful partner and might actually contribute to your life, might be the icing on that wonderful, perfect cake that you baked by yourself, it's like, you don't see it. You aren't able to quite ever get to that 10th pinnacle. And a lot of people would be happy with 9 pinnacles. I sure as hell would. At the same time, the types of people that get seduced by that devil energy, they're not even grateful for having 9 to begin with. So I hope that makes sense. And then through the Empress energy, to me, looking at this is the I am growth. I am the mother. I am beauty. I am abundance. I love Steve's Love Tarot. He always says the best tits in the tarot, but the point is, this is a very beautiful woman, right? And she's pregnant. I like how it's a globe, you know. It's like she's about to give birth. It doesn't have to be about childbirth or procreation. She's about to give birth to something big, something important, something that could potentially change the world. The shadow side of that is, that's crazy. It's wonderful to put yourself first, but we have to always we have to always remember to remain humble to the Most High. And my intention in doing this reading was not to preach. I'm very independent and free-thinking. I subscribe to no religion. And I sure as hell don't tell other people what they should believe either. But I do know that I didn't create myself, and I do know that I am not God. And while it's beautiful to manifest with the things that the Most High has given us, we are not true creators in the same sense that God is, or source, or universe, whatever you want to call it, and we still should take some measure to have respect for that. And it's not even about should, it's just, to me, that's the devil side of the Empress energy, which, as I was saying, is a beautiful energy. And we can all be gods and goddesses in our own way, and we can all create in our own way. It's just, the devil says that means that you're God, and therefore you're entitled for everything and everyone around you to worship you and control you. And then whatever you did, all that you did to earn the position spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, of becoming the Empress, you lose it all again and it all gets stripped away. So beware of this cycle, guys, and what the devil can do to throw you back in it. It looks like at this point you're going within, you're seeking answers, and you're getting away as fast as you can. Focus on that kind of rebirth page, sort of, Page of Cups energy for now, maybe, and that's the only advice I would give as a person, not necessarily directed to, I meant to say connected to spirit, but it's just, with the full moon, with that energy, just release what needs to be released, so that you can be like new. Forgive where you can, and let it go. And with that, I'm going to end the reading here. If you guys made it all the way through, I really appreciate your time and attention, and if it resonated with you, I would appreciate it even more if you would like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Happy holidays for those who celebrate. Goodbye.